Hello again, punters, and welcome to another Good Form Friday preview. And Blake, we're looking at the big program at Menangle on Sunday. Of course, the Miracle Mile is the feature race, and what a fantastic field we've got for the Miracle Mile. Been looking forward to this one for a long time, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed.
Well, it's been dubbed the race of the year, hasn't it? We've got four outstanding paces, and not just four, we've got a whole field of outstanding paces, but the big four arms of an angel, Bow-Tied, Lenny the Shark, and Have Faith in Me, they're all stars in their own right. Bow-Tied has the home ground advantage, which makes it even more interesting, because I think on facts and figures, perhaps he wouldn't be in your top couple, but just because we know he goes so well at Menangle, it makes it really exciting.
Certainly does. How do you see it playing out early? I mean, Arms of an Angel, they've signalled their intention to lead the Shane Tritton camp and not be headed, basically. Now, she can run serious time. We've seen that, but she's a 4-year-old mare. She's drawn the pole. It's an interesting situation.
Well, I read an interesting quote today from Shane that they think she'll lead, but that's not necessarily by design. He said, in this class, they may be happy to take a sit. She just probably won't be able to because she likes to run along. So we will see how that plays out. She'll probably lead. I think she'll lead. Bow-Tied will come across and sit park. Lenny the Shark's very quick, but unless something's going on with Arms of an Angel and she makes another mistake at the start or whatnot, I think he'll just drop onto Bow-Tied's back. And then it gets, Have Faith in Me is the one that, does he go to the breeze? Can he try and get around, or does he have to come with one run? If he comes with one run, does Lenny the Shark stay in, or does he come out first? Really interesting sort of speed map, but I think in the end it will end up playing the way of Arms of an Angel leading, Bow-Tied parked, Have Faith in Me 3 wide, no cover, and Lenny just looking for a gap in between them.
But very tricky speed map to work out, and that's what makes this race so fantastic. Just the unpredictable nature of it. Let's get into the tips, Blake. I'll go first. I like Lenny the Shark, the Victorian. I just think two things are in his favour. I think the versatility that he's got. We've seen his electric sprint. I think it was in the Smoking Up sprint at Melton where he just turned it on, rounded them up and won. And obviously the second trait that I think is really important is he's a seasoned performer at this sort of grade. So obviously the Victoria Cup and the Inter-Dominion. So he's having a great season, Lenny the Shark. There's been some good solid support with tad.com.au during the week for Lenny the Shark. He's been very competitive up at Menangle in the past in this grade, but he's never gone better than he's going now. So I've got him on top. Lenny the Shark, I think his versatility will really help him here. Have Faith in Me, the second pick. That horse could be anything. Bow-Tied for third. He is anything. He's pretty superb, especially around Menangle. And I've thrown in Arms of an Angel for fourth because I just think if she paces properly throughout, and she's only made the one real error, and that was last start when the stable said, there were some issues pre-race. I think she's going to be right there. 4-year-old mare nearly taking out the Miracle Mile. Wouldn't that be something?
It would be exciting for the race if she does win it, because she could be anything if she wins as a 4-year-old and runs time, which they will do. I found it really tough. Early in the week, I was pretty solid with Have Faith in Me. I thought he must be the horse to beat. The way they talk about him, Mark Purdon knows a good horse, and he says he can run 147 if he has to. The closer we get, the closer I lean back to Lenny, the old love child. I think that just the way he's racing at the minute, he's just in the zone. He loves to win. He's got a will to win, and it may see him over the line. I really can't split them, Lenny the Shark and Have Faith in Me. I'm happy to elevate them above Arms of an Angel, who I think can run a massive race. She's right there. And Bow-Tied, I'm not sure. I know he's a good horse. I know he loves Menangle. He's just never really run. He's run 149.1 when he went down to Chris and me, but he's always been around that 150 mark, and I'm not sure it's going to be good enough. He'll have to do something he hasn't done before. So they're clearly your top four, but I'm not sure. I'm leaning to Lenny now, but it could be Have Faith in Me by race time.
Really looking forward to it. There's, of course, a stack of other big Group 1 races up at Menangle. We'll have a quick look at some of them, and we'll kick it off, Blake, with the Oaks. Firstly, what do you like in the Oaks?
Well, it's hard to go against the favourite, Our Dream About Me. She's been so good. She reeled in Rock and Roll Magic in their heat. But in saying that, she's drawn inside the second row. It's no spoil. She's going to be in an awkward position, have to get off the inside. If there was one Mark Purdon runner across the weekend that I'd want to take on, it probably is her, just for the draw and the fact that Rock and Roll Magic almost beat her last week. Rock and Roll Magic again has drawn the front row. I think she'll roll forward. She may not find the lead. Dodo Licious drawn inside, may try and hold her wide, but even still, I think the Rock and Roll Magic and Dodo Licious could possibly roll the favourite. I'd stick Rock and Roll Magic on top, but of course Our Dream About Me, the main and obvious danger, number 8, and then Dodo Licious, number 3. And maybe, if you're looking for a roughy sport report, drawn awkwardly, but with a bit of luck, could get into it late.
For sure. I've gone the favourite out, Dream About Me. I think it needs to be a clear top pick, but I actually think there's a clear second pick as well, and that's Rock and Roll Magic. Super race last week that she ran. She's a really, really high-class filly, and it's probably just bad luck for the connections that they've run into a potential superstar filly in our Dream About Me. I've got Soho Madeline for third, just ahead of Dodo Licious. Soho Madeline ran a big race in the heat, led, and just was found wanting right at the finish. Interestingly, my first three are all coming out of the same heat last week. I think it was clearly the stronger of the two heats. Dodo Licious, it's the fourth pick. I think it needs to be included, but favourite, very hard to beat. The New South Wales Derby, Blake, Group 1. Can the other Purdon runner here, our Waikiki Beach, can it be defeated?
Oh, again, I think he can be defeated. I think they're going around too short at sort of your $1.10, $1.15. It's a really, really short quote, and that's stating the obvious. But
when they've won 15 out of 15, they just, I guess the odds are put up just assuming that it will become 16. But winning streaks have to come to an end. They always do.
Exactly. And what King of the Stars did last time is almost beat our Waikiki Beach. Now, the start is very interesting. If Zidana crosses the lot, makes it very tough. I think Waikiki Beach will probably win, but Zidana did break a world record in his heat. I still think Waikiki Beach is probably the better horse. If King of the Stars can find the lead early, then I think he can knock off the favourite. So I'll probably stick with sense in this one. Our Waikiki Beach drawn to stay out of trouble, have him on top, but King of the Stars a real threat. Zidana has to be right in all your thoughts. And again, if you're looking for a roughie, maybe a horse like Can't Refuse. I know he's not going to be massive odds, but he was terrific in the heat last time and he can run a race.
Yeah, he's been super. There's no doubt about that. I've gone our Waikiki Beach on top. King of the Stars is the danger. The Emma Stewart stable. They know how to win this race. They've won the last two. And didn't knock off a Purdon runner to win it last year.
Ideal for Real might have... He did, but I can't remember which one.
That's all right. And Zidana's my third pick from three ways, who I think could run a cheeky race and maybe inject a bit of value into first fours from the pole. 7, 4, 10 and 1. Blake, some of the other races that we'll have a real quick look at because we're probably running out of time. We'll have a look at the Ladyship Mile.
Yeah, I think Fight for Glory is your horse to beat. She was terrific in her qualifier, the Siberia Stakes. I think she's drawn the best of any of the favourites, but it's a really open race. The Victorians are there, Quick Draft, Beresari, Nike Franco, Juliet Bromack, all drawn in a clump in the middle of the line there. It's going to be a really exciting race with Frith and Start Dreaming, so tough one, but I'm with Fight for Glory there.
Can they break a track record again in the Ladyship?
I don't think so.
We'd need a storm to come through, wouldn't we?
Yes, exactly. I'm not sure that they can run Adore Me's time of last year, but I'm sure there's some very quality fillies and mares going around there.
A bit of moisture in the air, but humidity.
Exactly, it seems to do it.
And what about the SEW Euro Drive Trotters Cup to finish us off?
Yeah, well, I'm with Claudie's Princess. She's been terrific all preparation. She's really developed and she's a star at the top level now. She's a Group 1 horse. I think she's the horse to beat, but such a big field. You've got 15 runners. It's going to be tough, but as long as she steps okay, though, I'm with her.
Yeah, me too. I think Claudie's Princess is the one to beat, and I think that will really frank the form of Glenferrie Typhoon, who Claudie sat on its back last start, couldn't get past it as we start gearing up towards, of course, the Great Southern Star, which is where our attention will turn to after Sunday. So looking forward to Sunday at Menangle, also Charlton Cup Day Sunday, so get around the trots. It should be a great weekend.
Still trying to think of that Mark Purdon horse that ran second Ideal for Real as well.
We'll go and check it out.